Hi there. Even nowadays, Canon R is a good camera still. Yes, it doesn't have so much AI capabilities in its autofocus system like new ones, but I think for photo it's more than enough. Even video you can shoot 4K in crop mode. In this video, I'm going to make some repair works with the shutter unit in my camera. I want you to take one important note. It is not an official repair guide, it's just how I do this work. With the mirrorless cameras, it is not so hard how it was with SLR. So having time, clear mind and strong hands, I think many people can do this work. In this video, I am showing step by step what I am doing to disassemble camera and to assemble it back then. So that was a small introduction and now let's proceed. First step is required to disconnect a battery. The handling grip sticks to a camera by double-sided tape. If you do it first time, it is not so easy to remove. You need a hot air, maybe in about 80 degrees Celsius, and a lot of patience. Finally, you get clear body and double-sided tape is on your grip. It will be easy to glue it back afterwards if you successfully done it. And if not, good luck having a lot of time spent to glue it back. Left side of a camera body, I am removing two screws to disassemble a connector's frame. Another two screws keeping in place a viewfinder frame. Just disassemble it moving upwards. One important note, all screws are different size and length. An important note, all screws are different size and length, and it is important to keep the same order to be able to assemble it back then. If you throw them in one tray, you will end up with a damaged PCB and a broken camera. Now I'm untightening a bottom frame screws. A big finger rubber also hides one screw. To remove LCD panel assembly, I need to untighten 4 screws from a viewfinder. Two more screws we can find in belt connection points. Now right side of a camera body and front side screws. Yet more time, please remember order. I removed the rubber from the left side and here two more screws hidden out. So totally 4 screws keeping left connector's frame in place. And here one hidden screw holding LCD panel. I am gently removing LCD panel. Next step will be to release all the connectors and to remove all the flexible cables from them. It is a tricky process. Flexible cables are quite easy to damage. They're not much stronger than a list of paper. You also need to know how to release all connectors. I would be happy to pass you over my experience what I have for many years and my mechanical memory, but it's impossible. Anyway, two more screws hidden there and keeping top panel in place. Oops, sorry, it was my daughter. Okay, a top cover removed and I put it aside. I proceed to release all the connectors and to remove the flexible cables from them. Sometimes I use a tools made of metal, but when I do it very gently because I know that there is also one more power supply inside the PCB. Some flex cables can be easily removed from the connectors. Some flex cables are easy to remove from the connectors, but there are a few connectors which are not so easy. For example, this one. And here is another one, which is a tricky one. Okie dokie, all connectors and flex cables are done. Now I proceed with screws. Well, this time it was my son, sorry. It seems all PCB screws are the same length, but I strongly recommend even them not to put in one tray. Just be careful when you remove a PCB from a camera frame. It's also easy to tear flexible cables apart. Now I can see a CMOS sensor. It's located in the same plane as Pioneer's plane. Three screws keeping it precisely. You could see how I did the measurements. There is another option. I do a mark across a screw and a sensor frame. I tighten down the three screws completely by the next step. I count a number of rotations and write them down. First and the second screw 1.5 rotations, and the third screw is a half rotation. When these steps are done, I know I have three screws which I can't mess up, and I have marks, and I know a number of rotations from complete tightening. That way I will be able to return a sensor in its plane when assembled back. The sensor sits on three springs, so I need to remove them also. A shutter unit assembly inside the camera body in front of me finally. Four screws hold it inside the frame. A shutter unit assembly is actually an assembly of two parts, a shutter unit itself and a shutter charge unit or a motor block. You may have err20 on your camera, like my one. It's more related to a charge block. Or you may have err30. It is related to a shutter unit. You may decide with your camera what to do next. You may just buy two parts, assemble it back, and return completely new parts in your camera. Or you may want to try to repair your shutter assembly unit. I want to repair my one, so I need to disconnect a charging block from a shutter. Three screws keeping it together. A shutter unit goes away, and I work further with the charging block. I need to disconnect a motor. I remove the spring. I untighten two screws of the frame on the back side of the frame afterwards. A portion of the flex cable is secured on a gearbox assembly, so I need to remove it. Couple more screws here. Be careful with the gear screw. It needs to be untightened in a clockwise direction. The condition of the gears is not so good. One more gear contacts with the motor directly. Untighten two more screws and there we are. So the situation with my camera is that I need to change these two gears. It is possible to buy new ones. After parts cleaning, I proceed with assembly it back. You assemble it back in the opposite order to disassembly process and everything is simple. The gear screw tightens in the counterclockwise direction. don't forget to charge your spring. 3 points of greasing here, here and here. Probably you will need to rotate a motor gear to assemble back together shutter unit and the charging block. It's wonderful time to clean up all the mess inside the camera parts. And also possibility for easy cleaning of the sensor. I put back 3 springs to put them back a sensor. Remember about 3 marked bolts and marks on a sensor's frame. Now you need to use these marks and tighten the screws accordingly. You tighten it completely and I untighten for that quantity of rotations you count previously. You make matching a bolts mark to a frame mark for each screw. Next step will be to locate a PCB mainboard inside the camera. Do it gently, make sure no flex cable is stuck in between a PCB and a camera parts. Tighten up the PCB to a camera body. Be careful with this metallic screen. It has a wide replay, so short circuit is possible, just be careful to avoid it. I am connecting all the flex cables to their associated connectors now. Lots of breathing here, inhale and exhale, you don't want to do it when stressed. Okay, we're almost done. I do self-check here. 2 more flex cables left here. One is a viewfinder and another one is a rear LCD panel. You have a micro switch there, just avoid to clash it with the bottom cover. Actually almost done. I connect LCD panel and put it back. I can test the camera now. A shutter unit is released, so it is already good sign, no errors. It looks the camera works fine now. I can do final assembly to demonstrate you the final result. Easy peasy. It takes 15 minutes to disassemble this camera and then to assemble it back maybe another 15 minutes. So when you have skills, it's quite easy. Thank you for watching. See you next time then. Bye bye.